Hi, welcome to my video on working tidy SSKs. So one of the things about an SSK is that it just doesn't look as neat and tidy as knit two togethers. You know, a knit two together is a decrease that takes two stitches and decreases them to one, and it leans to the right. An SSK does the same. It takes two stitches, decreases it to one, but it leans to the left. And they always seem to be larger than the knit two togethers, which is frustrating to many people. So why are they larger? There is a reason. And if you watch closely here, let's really magnify this. So I have this stitch here, these two stitches. I'm going to turn them into an SSK. And I want you to look at the twist of the yarn as I move it. I'm going to take it off, slip it off as if to knit. Now watch that twist. Do you see how it untwists and it becomes loose? So you can even see it loses its twist. We're going to slip the next one as if to knit and watch the yarn, the same thing. It opens up the twist. Do you see that? Then when you make the SSK, those stitches look bulky. And they look bulky because they've lost part of their twist. Another reason that SSKs look sloppy is because people will knit them on the barrels of their needles. So they'll take this stitch and put this needle in here and slip it off as if to knit. So they've just enlarged it by putting both barrels through. Same thing here. They put the whole needle through, which stretches this out right off the bat. Pull it off. Then they put both barrels all the way through like this and knit it together. Or they throw it. Doesn't matter whether you knit it or throw it. If you do this, you're going to have a very big and loose SSK. So ideally, if you work on the tips of the needles, this is the first way to make a tidy SSK. Work on the tips of the needles so you're not stretching those loops out any more than necessary. Slip one as if to knit, keeping it on the tip. Slip the next one as if to knit, keeping it on the tip. Put the other one just the tip. Throw your yarn around. Whoops. Throw your yarn around, just keeping them on the tips, and pull the yarn through. So you're not stretching it out any more than necessary, and doing that in the continental method. Working up on the tips, slip as if to knit, slip as if to knit, just put the tips through so you're not stretching them. They are going to untwist, there's nothing you can do about that, but you don't want to stretch them. Now there's another way to make these, and it was how they were made before Barbara Walker changed it to SSK, and this stitch is called a slip one, knit one, pass slip stitch over, and it produces the exact same thing as an SSK. Again, working it on the tips, slip one, knit one, pass that slip stitch over, being careful not to enlarge it. It produces the same thing, but it is still kind of big. You can see that. Another method that people use, and this works, but the way they tell you to do it's kind of crazy. They say slip the first stitch as if to knit, and I'm going to do it on the tips. Slip the second stitch as if to purl. And then you put both stitches in. Well, why were you going to slip the second stitch as if to purl? You're not changing it. Just do it this way. Slip as if to knit, put it back on the left needle, knit these two stitches together through the back loops. Now what that does is the second stitch now has its tight yarn. The stitch on the top has the untwisted yarn a little bit, so you only have one stitch that is fluffier. The underneath one is not fluffy. So this is what makes them fluffy. Remember, it untwists the yarn is when you reversed the stitch mount, the yarn untwists one twist. So it becomes fluffy and fatter and bigger looking. But if you don't stretch it, just keeping it on the tips of the needles, you can minimize the size of the SSK so that it's not enlarged. And there you go. I hope that helps you. Many people are frustrated with SSKs. By the way, people always ask me about the needles that I use in my videos. These are Haya Sharps. You can see they have very tapered tips. I love these. They make a huge difference in the quality of my knitting. If you like my videos, hit the like button and share them with your friends, and become a subscriber if you're not already. That way when I make new videos, you'll get an automatic notification that there's a video out. I hope this helps you. Give me some feedback in the comments. Let me know if this improves your SSKs. Take care and see you next time. Happy knitting.